And welcome everybody to the Tech Mastermind series here with KW New England Region. And today we've got a special guest. We have Sam Jackson with us.
Hey everyone.
One of our fellow, actually you're an RTT, correct?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm proudly an MCTT.
Probably an MCTT. Excellent. He's also a fellow labs advisor, so we appreciate having him on today to help us out while everybody is recovering from the Mohegan Suns event for the region last night and wrapping up today. So appreciate having you, Sam.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, does anybody want to kick it off? What questions do you guys have for us? Nope, a lot of blank screens and no questions. There we go. So Lisa, welcome. So you just turned on your camera. That's fantastic.
I'm enjoying Kaylee's reaction. That was a face.
I just started on Monday with KW, so I don't even know what questions to ask yet.
That's fantastic. What did you start? Are you starting as an agent?
Transaction coordinator.
Transaction coordinator, great. So you're on a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. How many people on your team?
8.
8. Ooh, that's a good team. Excellent. All right. And have you been diving into command at all as far as for opportunities and doing those transactions?
Yes.
Great, fantastic. Do you have any questions around opportunities?
Not yet. We've started kind of slow, so I'm working with our current transaction coordinator. One of our team members took over that role temporarily as another team member kind of phased out of that and got into marketing. So we're going pretty slow, but we worked on opportunities this morning and did quite a bit in Docusign.
Oh, great. Excellent.
And right before this class, I took a class on Docusign.
Fantastic. Yeah, a lot of market centers have switched over to Docusign. I know, unfortunately, we're still using .loop, so we're getting ready to do that transition as well. So I think that's exciting that your team's already progressed over that way, which is great. What's
the major difference between the two, between .loop and Docusign?
That's good. Sam, you want to take that one?
Who owns the company? Yeah, most importantly. Yeah, well, a couple of things. Docusign, you may or may not know, is the largest e-signature platform that exists. So it's used by doctors, attorneys, most professional services. And then it's kind of new to us instead of KW and real estate. .loop, on the other hand, was a little bit more of a smaller version of this. It's its own company, but it was specifically tied to just real estate. It's a real estate version of an e-signature platform. The biggest challenge and the reason why you see a lot of people moving to Docusign is that Zillow, or as Brooke would say, Z who should not be named, to be consistent there, they bought .loop, and that's a big challenge because when they own .loop, they basically own the data. They own everything that goes into .loop and allows you to essentially read your contracts. So in the age of internet privacy and what I'll say on a recorded line, we don't like that. That's how I'll leave it. Yeah, we just want to have a little bit more security and safety with our data, especially really, really important things like our documentation. But as far as like workflow, they do the same thing, just they're just like reverse. The flow from .loop is just the exact opposite of the flow from Docusign. I think a lot of agents do struggle with that, but ultimately, once you figure that out, it's pretty easy. I'd recommend to probably both of you, Mike and Kaylee, inside of Command, inside of the marketplace, you can become a Docusign certified trainer. Whether you intend to train on it or not, that's a really good class to kind of go through so that you can understand Docusign at the best of your abilities. That's a really good course to take.
Hi, I'm sorry, my camera's not working, otherwise it'd be on. Where do you find that? That's to sign up for that? Because Docusign, I find, is a little clunky.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, can you share screen? You know,
yeah.
Inside of?
Yep, definitely. Let's get you. You should be able to share yours, or did you want me to share mine?
I can share mine. Yeah. All right. Can you see that okay?
There you go.
Yep.
Cool. I apologize. I'm in the office today, so I don't have like my normal setup. But if you go inside of the marketplace here, did you see that? That went really quickly. I'm inside of Command, and I went to the marketplace icon, and then I open up the tab here, and I believe I can just search the word DocuSign. Let's give that a shot. Oh yeah, take a look at this. So even without getting DocuSign certified, I didn't realize this. There's a couple courses that you can take that are free. That may be actually better advice to try these first versus trying to get certified on it. Yeah.
I'm looking
Some other
forward to
page here.
it.
Oh yeah, there's a training maybe. Training, DocuSign. Interesting. I can't find it at the moment. I'm gonna make sure I'll connect with Brooke. We'll see if we can get a link for it. But either way, I'm actually really happy to see there's some really cool classes in here that you can take that are DocuSign specific.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And
That's a
then
good
also-
resource, anyways.
Yeah,
the marketplace.
definitely. Also in Command, I just found out there's a Command app, and that we can upload our phone contacts through there. Is there a special way to do that? I was on Ignite this morning, and the other day, and they mentioned that.
You cut out, was that, can you go from the app to your phone or phone to your app?
So they said there's a Command app, and you can upload your phone contacts into your database.
So currently you can take what's in the Command app for a contact and you can share it to your phone's contact. So it goes in that direction. So you don't have the ability to go from your phone contacts into the app directly using the app yet. But you could, are you on an iPhone or an Android?
Droid.
And a Droid, yeah. So you could export your contacts out from your phone and then import them into Command
Oh, okay.
for you as well.
And Paula, do you know if you have Michael Lewis Marketing Suite or Scott Leroy in your market center?
So that's a great question, because we don't really know who our tech trainer is.
Okay, yeah, and that's okay. Scott Leroy, although they're both names, Scott Leroy is actually like a marketing company. They do some tech training as well. They'll do some services inside of Command. It's on a per market center basis, so some have and some don't. Like my team doesn't. But like if you have one of those companies like Scott Leroy, they'll actually do that for you. They'll put your phone contacts into Command so that when you open up the Command app, you'll have all of them there.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, our market center uses Scott Leroy. They do a great job.
Yeah. And even if you don't subscribe to Scott Leroy, like as a service, their YouTube videos are some of the best training on Command.
Oh, awesome.
That was the class I was on before this one, was a Scott Leroy class.
Yeah, is that the link that you threw in the chat?
Nope, the one that I threw in the chat is Docusign Basics from beginning to end.
Oh, cool.
That's a 2-hour recording.
Excellent. Yeah, there's some
It's
other
popcorn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's not live, so you can pause.
There's some other great trainings that are out there as well that you can link into. I'm going to throw something in the chat. This is actually the Keller Williams University enablement team. They have a whole bunch of different courses that you can browse through as well. So I popped their link tree in there.
Thank
If
you.
you scroll down through, there's a whole bunch of different sections that are in there, including the one Sam was talking about becoming a DocuSign trainer for your market center. And that's the other link that I popped in there as well.
Oh, cool. You found the link for that. Thank you.
Yeah, it took a little digging.
Glad it wasn't just me. So Mike, going back to being a brand new agent or new to KW, I think one of the questions I get asked all the time is where should I start with Command? Like, how would you answer that question? Like, I'm new to KW, where do I start? What should I do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would check, within your market center and see what classes are being held. Because obviously, learning in that type of environment with other agents who are at your level of learning is always a good thing. If you're looking for something that's on your own, and you're looking just for those short little segments that are easy to digest, I would go to answers.kw.com. You can search all of the different things with command. As a matter of fact, when I bring that up and share my screen. Turn that over. And when you go to answers.kw.com, you have this little interface. So whether it's something with the command app or command itself, for those of you that are on Teams, the team functionality is broken out there as well. So if we click on just for regular command here for individual agent, you can either go in and search for a different topic or a particular topic, or you can just start off basic, so profile. If you check this off, it's going to be a quick little thing to run through. There's all these great graphics and step-by-step pieces here that explain what you're doing and how to do it inside of command. So I think that'd be a great resource.
What I like about that, Mike, is that like we kind of joke in my house that like I'm not the IKEA builder. I cannot follow written instructions. Like it's just my brain doesn't work that way. So I would say the majority of these articles have what you just shared with written instructions and video walkthroughs. I pretty much train myself on YouTube all the time. That's usually my flow. So depending on your learning style, there's usually an answer for both of those in there.
Yeah, exactly. And like you were saying, Sam, some of these have a little tutorial that are embedded in them. So you can actually just, click play and just run through and see what they're doing on the screen, which is a help as well.
Yeah.
Plus
and the walkthrough.
Yeah, and the walkthrough. Cool. What are the questions we have out there for you guys today? Everybody's just kind of hanging out there, seeing what other people have to say. What else can I learn? Can I piggyback learn somebody else?
So is this a collection of agents and tech trainers, or what's mostly the room here today?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben.
Okay, so my question is regarding KW campaigns. So what I'm wondering is, where in the opportunity checklist you guys normally utilize telling yourself to go to and run Facebook ads versus postcards versus the mainly social media ads and postcards, because you can target a geographical location with the Facebook campaign, and then you can target that same geographical location with postcard campaign. And I'm just wondering, do you guys normally put that within your opportunity checklists in different points, or do you guys how do you guys manage that? I just want more, because agents within my office, they tend to put those activities in they separate them along the opportunity checklist. But what I'm wondering is, do you think it's a good idea to lump that into a activity, like marketing activity, and then going and viewing that on an Excel sheet? Or
It depends. I think the answer that I'd be confident giving you, it depends, because I think that I work with a lot of agents that don't use the opportunity checklist at all.
Mhm.
They do all of those things that you just talked about. They just have a different system, or it's not even a document system. They just know that they do it, that when we take a new listing, these things happen. If you were looking to take advantage of opportunities, I would say it still depends. For me, if I'm an agent and I'm looking to
disclaimer, I'm a market center technical trainer.
Yeah.
I
fine.
didn't just wanted to put that in there, but yeah, continue.
So if and again, every MLS is a little different. I'm down in Georgia here today. We're allowed to promote coming soon properties that aren't technically on the market yet. We have certain laws that we have to abide by. There's different rules for when it's coming soon compared to what's active. So I would say, if your local MLS allows it, if you can do a postcard before you're active, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I want to make sure that in my opportunities, whenever we technically are active, I'm doing a just listed. I'm doing a coming soon postcard, a just listed postcard, and then I'm probably doing a just closed or we just sold postcard as well. So you may see those three activities somewhere within your opportunities, depending on how you have it built out. The Facebook ads, I'm probably doing it at the same time as the just listed. It's more so for me to make sure that I'm getting leads from that, not so much to promote the house.
Okay. Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. As much as we kind of use this guise that our marketing and our listing presentations is for the seller, it's really for us to get more leads. Same reason why I do an open house. It's not very likely that person walking through the home is going to purchase that house. My goal is I'm going to get unrepresented buyers through so that I'm growing my business.
Ben, is your market center in Massachusetts or different state?
We're in Massachusetts.
You're in Massachusetts? Okay, great. So I'm going to throw something into the chat. This is a opportunities checklist and stages piece that we've put together for our market center that has like a basic set of checklists. So where we don't have that marketing piece in there, we've fully developed that out so that we work within our, our 2 contract state that we're in. Massachusetts, we've got, offer and we have PNS. So being able to add those extra stages in to expand on the opportunities pipeline and have the different checklists for those, I think might be useful for you.
Yeah, this is very useful. I like how you set it up.
Excellent. And there's a tab at the bottom, so it's both listing and buyer. We don't have the leasing pieces in there yet. That's something that we're working on, but we'll have that soon. The other thing is just to go along with the marketing piece is, and Brooke shared this with us on Friday, so I can share it with you here today as well. But inside of opportunities, pretty soon we're going to have a marketing tab inside the opportunity, which once you've linked in a listing, you're actually able to start all of those marketing collateral pieces that you were talking about inside of the opportunity that are specific for that transaction. So that's something that's coming, up within the next, 2 weeks, as we say in Keller speak. Just necessarily, not 2 weeks, could be sooner, could be later, but it's next up in the line of things to be released for us. So keep an eye out for that. And I think that'll kind of fill that void of what you're looking for those types of marketing around opportunities.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
And as a tech trainer, I've already had that conversation of like, hey, this is coming soon. I've been having that conversation with the agents. I've been kind of pitching it as like, we're at the point finally with Command that you're getting that leverage piece, right? This is now essentially, I don't want to say replacing, but for agents that don't have a marketing assistant, knowing that Command can automatically create a flyer for me and a Facebook campaign is pretty awesome. This is huge. So if you're not using opportunities, or if you're using opportunities just to get paid within your market center, now's the time to take a look at it because it's actually going to help you get more business.
That's great. And feel free to add to that spreadsheet that I shared. It's your own copy now. Make it your own. Add in those other pieces and maybe put in those marketing points and when you want to start those. Especially like Sam said, if you have a coming soon opportunity to put out there for doing campaigns and ads, that is probably the number one way to get the system is with a coming soon.
And if you're an agent with opportunities, like if you don't know what it is you do when you work with the seller or buyer, if you don't know how to plan that out, just kind of like reverse engineer that. The next time you have a seller, next time you have a buyer, just write down all the things that you did for them so that you can kind of create that plan inside of Command after them.
Great discussion on that. That's good. What are the questions we have out there? Anything anybody wants to share? Something that's working well in your market center?
I would like to share something. It's something that my agents in my office, some don't realize, and I need to point it out to them. And that's the fact that if your consumers go on your website or your app and you're doing a search, no matter in the United States or Canada, they're going to reach out to you. So just because of that one fact, if you leverage that with the KW refill applet in your command system, as long as they're using your app or your website, It doesn't matter where they move in Canada or the United States that they move, because through the app, they ask the agent. And then you can simply get on the phone, go to the referral applet, and go through in a 5-minute conversation, narrowing down their search from, okay, zooming in on the map. I can zoom into, oh, I found 100 agents from Idaho. Awesome. Now I can do the filter and filter it down based off of listing and buying. And I really like that segue there between the app and the website and the referral applet. And right now, it's with the KW Command app that we can leverage in between it full package. I love the app that's happening.
So how do you get consumers to download your app?
So when you meet someone, right? So it all goes within the first meeting. If you first meet someone, you take out the KW Command app and you go on it and you go and you create the contact. Then you hit the little button on it that goes and adds it to your phone. So you now have it on the app. Then you go, oh, hey, awesome. I just added you to my, my phone. Thank you for your contact. I'm going to share my app with you right now. Click the 3 dots, hit the share app link. They get sent the app link, and then I go, awesome. So you now have that app link, click that, download this app. So they download it right there next to me. Awesome. On this app, you can search for homes. Those homes that you search for, the reason why this app is better than any other app is because it's directly linked with me. If you like a home on it, if you create collections on it, I can directly see that. So that way I can better leverage this technology in order to help you find a home within a speedy and accurate time frame. So then they download the app right there. And then I go, awesome. So now what areas are you interested in? Okay, I'm in, what neighborhoods are you interested in? I add in the neighborhoods, or agents add in the neighborhoods right there on their phone. Then they immediately go to the smart plans section of their app, while still meeting them for the first time, and go, all right, I can add some value to your life. So I'm going to start sending you a monthly or bi-weekly email on the monthly neighborhood nurture. Okay, this email is going to provide you the hyper-local data on what you care about. But because you also care about anywhere in the United States or Canada, you can find through my app here. I'm also going to be sending you the National Association of Realtors data. I don't know if you guys know this, Kimber Walton from the uses that. Anyways, the NAR ones, awesome. So now, then I just click, okay, awesome. I did this while standing there. Now they have the 2 emails going to them before I leave the conversation, or before the agent has to leave the conversation. Now they get those 2 emails of value, and then you can easily follow that up with, awesome. I'm also going to be sending you 1 email a month of a real estate article.
That's what you just with the, wait, there's more.
And
Like
the beauty of this is I'm a big fan of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. That book, it always talks about the 33 touch system or the 36 touch system. But now with those 3 smart plans, those are 36 touches or 36 emails throughout the calendar year. So technically it's not the most human interaction, but at least I have 36 interactions scheduled right there. So before I got a 5-minute conversation, met this person at a coffee shop. Now they have 36 touches going out to them the following year. They have my app downloaded. And now I'm walking away from the conversation, ready to call them back and continue along the search.
Sweet. What I love about
it all has to do with learning your app and your software and then applying it. I really like to explain it as like our app and our website is built sort of like a sword. So like in medieval times, right? They always had the sword, and the sword's the extension of your arm, right? And you use it. And then other websites more act like funnels where, okay, I'm sending traffic to it. And once you're through, now you do the sale. And it's all because of the time frame that we have in order to do the real estate transaction. We need to do the real estate transaction over, it takes at least 45 to 90 days here in Massachusetts. I don't know about other places in the country, but the
About the same.
entire transaction process, like around that amount. So because you need to be communicating with them along that time period, the value we have to provide to them is ongoing along that time period. I own a business out in Colorado called Peak 14. We sell decals. On that business, I have a website where I have a traffic going onto the website. It's a short sale. I sell the decals for $5. So someone goes on, they immediately click buy and they buy, and that's done. My relationship with them is done, other than maybe sending them some stuff, but that sale is done. I don't have to worry about it. But with us, we have to build that relationship over time and keep in communication with them. So our website is designed and our app's designed for that long-term communication, not for that short-term segment. So whenever someone comes to me and they're like, oh, I like Zillow or Realtor.com better, this is just what I say is, well, what we like to design applications so it's relaxed more. We want you to go through the app and feel comfortable. It's about the relationship and me utilizing the app with you. So that's just what I do. I'll talk about this all day, but
Yeah. Well, that
Great
last
question.
suggestion that you kind of mentioned, I think it's a valid point. And for those of you that haven't done this, like, go download the Zillow app, or the Z, who should not be named, to keep kosher with Brooke. Go download the app and go like a property and go ask for more information on property. You'll get contacted by 3 agents and two mortgage lenders. And that's more or less the script that I share whenever it's just like, hey, you want to download my app? Here's the thing, it's mine. Just like you were saying, Ben, it's mine, right? It's just me. When you like a property, I get notified. And quite honestly, I'm not going to bug you just because you like the property. You can hit that contact agent button when you're ready. I'm not going to pressure you. However, continue to use Zillow, go ahead. But from my experience, whenever I go to hit a property that I like, Zillow already has my information because I had to sign in order to save those things. I get contacted by 3 real estate agents, or I'll be really crappy sometimes and I'll say, I get contacted by 3 salespeople and 2 mortgage lenders. I don't enjoy that. I don't know about you.
No, that's great. And I think, another thing that Ben, touched on is sharing the app through the command app.
Yeah.
Because what that's going to do is it's also going to tag it on the timeline that you've actually sent that out to that client, so that you're able to see, that they're part of that team and that they have it. So.
And taking action when you're with them. That's so smart. When you have, like, one of the best, can't say the word scripts anymore, one of the best dialogues that you could use these days. Let me just try here. What kind of phone do you have, everyone, on camera or off camera? What kind of phone do you have?
iPhone.
Yes, thank you. Kaylee, you're the one I was looking for. Almost inevitably, people will grab their phone. It's like, it's a reaction. Like, that you have an iPhone and yet you still pulled it out. That's when you know you got them. Great. Oh, you have an iPhone. I see that. Let me go to the App Store. Let me show you the iPhone app that I have for you. We just want them to get their phone in their hand.
So this is a trick I've been using at events is I've stopped bringing business cards. So then I can actually hand my phone over to the person to fill in the command app. So they fill out for me because I'm like, oh, hey, could I grab your contact? And then I just hand them the phone. And normally if you hand someone your phone, most of the time, they'll grab it out of your hand and start filling in the information. Or at least that's in my experience.
What are some ways?
I was saying, in COVID protocol, it's up to you if you're comfortable doing that or not. Or general germs on people's phones.
Exactly. What are some other ways that?
But there's you can get one of those pugs that goes on the back of your phone. Basically, you just tap it on the other person's phone and the contact information can transfer. You can do one of those too.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, and actually that was pretty much what I was gonna, chime in on there was, how are the rest of you sharing either your contact information or, some other piece of value that you don't have to have a touch piece with, like you don't have to physically hold their phone or physically take a business card.
I have a better question. Can I
Yeah.
reframe that?
QR code.
Yeah. Reframe.
In the book Shift, how does Gary do it? He tells us. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's tactic 5, tactic 6, tactic 5. I'm pretty certain. Any guesses? Ben nailed it. He doesn't carry business cards. But Gary says very clearly, I don't carry business cards because I'm giving my information, and I know that when I do that, I'm not lead capturing. Lead capturing is the most important thing I do. So whatever it is you're doing, just make sure you're not giving your information away. Make sure you're actually capturing theirs. That's the most important thing. I don't need to share my business card. Whenever I have an interaction, my goal is to get theirs, not to give mine.
That's a really good point. And that's why I love having the app to add the contact, because if you do it right, you can have an entire conversation around getting all the information all at once, which is so cool. Because you can just have them share, oh, hey, what's your Facebook? Let's connect.
Yeah. And then, you know, to obviously not walk the walk and talk the talk, I do have one of those business like RFID scanner things as well. Yeah. We all do, but I think the goal is to say, I don't carry business cards for that reason.
Yeah, and I think one of the most underutilized tools in our phone is just the camera. So if somebody else has their card or some way that they're sharing it, take a snapshot. It's like that we can go back and reference it later.
And
Yeah, it's cool to see that family reunion. A lot of folks doing that.
I do want to specify, though, that I have seen agents do at a high level where they use their business card where all it says on it is, the greatest gift I can receive is a referral from my friends and family. And they have that like on the back of a business card, and they basically have that as the business card and they hand that out. But it works well for them. Where it's more focused on the value or that branding aspect versus their contact information, they do a different way. They like to grab that contact information. I love absolutely. Oh, I have a question for everyone. Talking about Facebook ads, what smart plans are you currently utilizing, or what tags are you currently utilizing automatically to add to the different Facebook campaigns? It's very easy on Facebook ads that you're doing for a listing. What if you're doing it for a search? For example, like I know Kerry, Lloyd Ballin, sorry, not Kerry. Lloyd Ballin produces a set of videos on running Facebook ads if you don't have a listing for like homes within a certain area that have dropped in price within the last 7 days. And what she'll do is she'll take go on your app or your website, go on your website, do the search, copy the URL, and then the sending URL on the Facebook ad is that URL. And then you do that picture and anyways, you run the Facebook ad.
Yeah.
What do you guys do for Facebook ads? What smart plans? Currently, what I've been seeing is newer agents tend to lean towards using the Promote My App smart plan, when other agents tend to use the 8x8 new contact engagement smart plan. But what have you guys been seeing?
I don't like the 8x8 at all, to be quite honest, for Facebook or anything. I think that one's got to be customized for you, because the first step's like, do you want to go grab coffee? Half the Facebook leads are like, who the hell are you? Like, I just was on Facebook a minute ago. Like, why are you asking for coffee? This isn't a date. Like, it's kind of creepy and weird. I always go with like the OG Nick Baldwin Facebook follow-up smart plan. I like that one. But like, if you just go into the smart plan library, there's like a couple hundred to choose from now.
Yeah,
whatever you like.
I like the 5x5x5 that Fred Moore put together. I think that one's great. It's really focused on, you know, having that that touch task as opposed to just like sending out a text or an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think whatever one you use, I think the best practice is that we know that most likely the smart plan isn't enough to convert them. So instead of just giving up and letting them die in your database, just throw them on a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture and just let them go. Make sure they always have some type of touch going out.
I've been having a lot of
But
success.
the problem with just having them go on the biweekly neighborhood nurture is because they're the Facebook lead, you haven't already entered in all of their neighborhoods. So then what happens to that smart plan? Actually, I don't know this. So does it just not work?
So what you want to do is you want to go in and give them a neighborhood. So what I'd recommend is
yeah,
you don't know which one, right? You don't get their address from the lead capture. So if you're using a listing as the content, just use the listing neighborhood. You can use that assumption, or or if you're talking about like if I'm targeting Worcester and I don't know exactly where in Worcester they want to go, what I would do is just zoom into that map feature to where it shows you the outlines of all the neighborhoods. I'll just pick the 3 largest because I'm assuming that the 3 largest are probably going to have the most data whenever it actually goes out to them because they'll see there's a lot of active listings. So I'll just pick like 3 of the biggest and cross my fingers and just let command do its job.
Okay, sounds good.
You know, something else that I've been having some success with, and it's after that initial engagement, is they're coming in from Facebook. So go back onto Facebook and try to get like their birthdays and stuff in there. And then, you know, make sure that part of your touch plan is adding that birthday smart plan. So I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but I use AM cards as a way to digitally send out cards. So I don't have the best penmanship in the world. So I'm able to do like a little, you know, kind of script looking font and just send that birthday card out so that, you know, it's something we get notified 6 days before their birthday. As soon as that happens, boom, send them on a card. Because it's better to get something that's tangible and in the mail than it is to just get, you know, the bazillion other text messages and emails and Facebook posts that they would normally get. So I definitely recommend that one. I can throw a link in there too. So.
Let's see if I have this on my other computer today. I want to share some with y'all. Oh, cool, I do. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brooke may have this. I don't know if she does. If not, I'll forward it to her. This is the new lead generation model. So this is MREA2 material. This isn't published yet. So what I have, I think, is the latest version. But like before they write the new book, this could very well change. But in here is the updated 36 touch. Let me get to that. Yeah, so this second half of the screen, have you guys seen this yet?
Nope.
On what a 36 touch should look like? I think this is an important thing to kind of note. I'm looking at this half of the screen, just kind of ignore that 19 to connect up above. So when we're doing our touches, I think that, you know, especially as the group of technology people that we are in this group and, you know, the agents as well, it's kind of really easy to say like, all right, I want to send so many text messages. I want to, you know, just send as many emails as I possibly can. I like this because the first time I've really seen it laid out as to if I'm going to do 36 touches, these are specifically the types of touches because, and again, Gary talks about it in Shift. I need to look at both the media and the medium that I'm sending. What is the content that I'm sending and what is the delivery vehicle? And so like and he also calls it the message and the method. So is my message something of value that I need to send out there? And what is the method of delivery? One of the funny things is like, if you think, does anyone remember that QR code bouncing commercial that happened at the Super Bowl? It was just a QR code that was jumping across the screen. It was for like Coinbase or one of those cryptocurrencies. A QR code's like one of those things that may or may not have really made sense to do on a television, right? Like that's not exactly the normal use of a QR code, but it worked during the Super Bowl. It was a good example of somebody who like tweaked their method and their message depending on their audience. You may need to explore that quite often, but if we're going to do a 36 touch, I don't want to just do 36 emails. What they're recommending is that I want to make sure that 4 of those are a phone call. Oh yeah, and by the way, I mean there's a smart plan for that. It's the quarterly call plan. Or if you don't like getting a ton of notifications in command like I do, you can just swap that out for the DT-D2 system. But it's not just I need to get 36 touches, I need to get 4 phone calls a year. Then 26 bi-weekly emails, which is just a fun way of saying, hey, dum-dum. I imagine Gary calling us dum-dum. just go send the biweekly neighborhood nurture out. Just do that. Let that live in the background, and then do 2 events a year. And I think the top agents in our industry have figured out that 2 events is great, but I think our top agents have figured out somewhere between 4 to 8 is better. Because then I'm not calling my database saying, hey, this is Sam Jackson. Do you want to buy, sell, invest in real estate? I'm saying, hey, this is Sam Jackson. So sorry that you missed our shred event. I just want you to know that although we missed you for our paper shredding event, next month, we're going to have family portraits down at, whatever park. So all I'm doing is calling my database and inviting them to the next event. It's never, this is, are you looking to buy something that's in real estate? But think about what was the last, like, collectively as a group, let's plan a wedding together. What's the first thing that you would do if you're going to invite people to a wedding? Or like, all of us just got married, what are we doing?
Finding sponsors. Yeah.
But typically we see an announcement, right? Like there's usually an announcement on Facebook. We're getting married. And then if you're lucky enough to get invited, there's a save the date. And then after the save the date, there's the actual formal invitation, the RSVP. And then there's the event itself. And then there's thank you notes if you're giving gifts or receiving gifts. And then after that, you're going to see the post on social media of whenever the photographer uploads all of their photos. So in like a wedding, which is not a lead generation based event, you're getting somewhere between 6 to 8 touches. Now imagine if you thought about the events that you do in your business the way that you would a wedding. I'm going to send the announcement on Facebook. I'm going to send the RSVP that says like, hey, can you come to our event or can you not? I would include another touch in between that one in the event that says, I'm so sorry that we're not going to see you, or I can't wait to see you at the event. And that could just be a text message. It could be a phone call. You have the event itself. You have the follow-up that was great to see you, or sorry we missed you. There's the photographer and the images. There's a social media post. So again, you're getting at least 8 touches just from one event. And the cool thing about that is like, if you remove one of those, which is the event itself, your database is receiving 7 touches, even though they didn't even go. It doesn't matter if your event's a hit. What matters is that I got 7 touches to my database that was just nothing but value.
That's a great analogy. Love it.
Do events. And here's the thing, start small. Like you don't have to go throw a wedding like party or an event. You don't have to give away a bunch of things. You can start really small.
Yeah,
Go hire a photographer. Yeah, anyone do events. I should open that up.
Yeah, we have an agent in our office that does even just like an ice cream truck in front of the office, in the middle of the summertime. I think it's fantastic.
Costs like
Come by,
$200
get a free
or
ice cream.
$300. Yeah. And Kona Ice is even cheaper, I think. Do you have Kona Ice in New England?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. And then the last thing on your 36 touch, they say promotional direct mail, a magnet, and a calendar. Just to kind of summarize this, it's something tangible. It's something people can hold. It's something they can physically touch. So you just want to make sure you're sending this quarterly. So whether it's just like a direct mail campaign, like a football magnet, or whatever it is that you may send in the fall, but we're going to get something physical they can touch 4 times a year. If you do this, you can predict the business that comes out of your database.
This is fantastic. Yeah, definitely. If you can share this with us, Sam, that'd be great to get out to.
Yeah, I'll upload it here in the chat just for those that are here, and then I'll make sure that I get that to Brooke too.
Thank you.
But just don't share that publicly if you don't mind. Like, don't throw that on Facebook. Any questions on that?
No questions? Cool. All right, so we're at about 2:45. Is there anything else you guys want to dive into before we wrap up for the day? Awesome, thank you, Sam, for throwing that in the channel.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, that's unpublished KW material, so don't go giving it to Brad Inman or anyone.
Thank you. All right, any parting words of wisdom, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, to agents, I would say don't try to do everything. Like if you're focusing on command, I would start on contacts, opportunities, smart plans, and anything that touches the consumer. So like your website, your app. But like, I wouldn't worry and stress about Facebook ads and a bunch of other stuff until you've really mastered your database first. It's easier to work with people that know you, like you, and trust you than it is to go after random internet leads. They'll burn you out. So contacts, opportunities, smart plans, start there. Master those or feel like you're mastering those before you move on to anything else. Tech trainers, read the red book. Don't teach and train technology, teach models. Like, like I just pulled a PDF and talked about a database that had nothing to do with command. What I just shared could be used in any database. So when you have your consultations with agents or you train, come from a place that's, if I were to remove the tech T in your title, would you still have a role in the market center? Can you be a market center trainer?
Yeah, and I think that goes, hand in hand with, structuring your classes and naming them appropriately so that it's not just another, okay, we're doing contacts today in command. It's like, no, today we're going to show you how to take your database and make it into a data bank.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the red book is the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. Sorry, I don't intend to do that. There's so many KW acronyms. I didn't mean to throw another one in there that was confusing. Yeah, the red book is the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
Of course it is.
Excellent. All right. Well, hey, I think we're going to wrap up for the day, guys. I appreciate you all for jumping on. I hope everybody took something away from today's session. And again, thank you very much for Sam Jackson for joining us from down in Georgia, and hope to see him again on another one of these and continue on with the tech series. So thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.